Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out in the Pill at the Pill Method Room. How to pay off your mortgage in 7 years. I am Kirk Nugent. I am not Don Daniel, but we are having a small issue with his camera this morning, trying to get that part situated. I can hear the folks in the clubhouse already right now doing their thing, getting things started. We just need to figure out some stuff with Don's camera. So if you just give us a few minutes, we're gonna get some stuff started. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We will try to catch all of them. Just put a Q in front of that question. I see 5 of you are here already. Want to thank you guys for coming through. It's always a great time in this space. If you don't know already, Pill Method website is on the screen right above my head, and several of the social media platforms are there as well. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check it out and check out those places, so that you can learn about this method to be able to save the most on interest costs. Interest costs is where the problems are. All right, so I'm going to just pull in our clubhouse audio. Give me one moment to do that, and we will be ready to go. It looks like Don has joined us, which is amazing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and bring Don in. Don, how are you this morning?
Oh my goodness. My computer was working against me. It says your microphone is we're gonna block your microphone. We're gonna block your camera. And listen, Kurt, I needed you in the studio this morning because
I'm
man,
seeing
listen,
that.
listen, you're the guy that does all this stuff, man.
Man,
Listen, I am not the geek speaker preacher.
but I tell you what, you're getting close. You're about to take my job because you figured it all out in 5 minutes. I mean, we're what is this? What's it? Seven? It's only 7:07. So you did
Wow.
pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
Well, listen, folks. Listen, we're in the how to pay off mortgages room in the club, the Pill Method Club, and I am so glad to be here and to be here on camera. Listen, folks, let's go ahead. We're not going to get our feathers ruffled. We're going to move right ahead.
Right ahead. I know Jared was speaking. I could hear him in my other ear when I was listening on Clubhouse. So we kind of cut him off when you came in, Don. So we're just going to give the mic back to Jared. But just want to say a word of welcome to all my folks online. Thank you for coming through. Share, 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 and get ready for what we're going to experience today. Jared.
Awesome. Yeah. I was just stalling for you. I was reading in the about section of the Pill Method, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. We're 8 minutes in, so let's jump into it. So what we're going to do right now is go through some quick moderator introductions. And again, if you're in this room, we want you to come on stage, raise your hand, ask a question about your refinance, ask a question about your mortgage, ask a question about your car loans, your credit card debt, your student loan debt. The more questions that are asked from the audience, the more information and more detailed information Don can break down for you, and more importantly, break down for your personal situation in 2022. We saved a ton of people money that come to the stage, so take advantage of it. This is Don's giving back period. This 2 hours, he gives away free information, so take advantage of that, and also help those out in the audience with his answers. So with that being said, before I go to the moderators, I'm going to pass it to Don so he can introduce himself and let you know more about the Pill Method and what you can expect from today's room.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. And thank you very much, Kurt, because I mean, I had to call Kurt and say, listen, man, give me some instruction here because my computer's attacking me. So anyway, listen, folks, this is my name is Don Daniel. And I am your interest cancellation expert, or ICE for short. You see that if you're on Clubhouse, you see our link pinned to the top, ICE 10klive.com. If you are if you are coming in to our live stream, then you want to use that information to get to where we are live so that you can actually see our examples today. So folks, PIL method stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. I'm here this morning because this year is the 88th anniversary, 88 years, 88th anniversary of the 30-year mortgage. It started in 1934. And prior to 1934, you could not get a 30-year mortgage. But when we amortize that loan, when it is amortized that way, meaning this is how the banks now charge interest on these loans. It has virtually remained a secret how they do it for 88 years. So here's what I mean. If you believe you've got a great interest rate at 3% on your 30-year loan, and then you forget what happened when you closed on that loan and you signed all that documentation, here's what happened if you had a $200,000 loan at 3%. You signed that you're going to pay back $103,000 in interest over 30 years. Folks, how's that 3%? When you're paying back $100,000 interest on a $200,000 loan. That's 51% all day long. I don't care how you slice it. That's what amortization does. 4% is 71%. 5%, 93% paid back. 6%, 115.838% paid back. I'm upset about all of that. I want to share with you today some of those secrets, how they do it. We're going to be talking about, if we have a chance, it depends on the questions, but I want to talk about how, excuse me, how refinancing actually works. Do you know we've got people who are refinancing, taking cash out, and paying off a lot of what they call high interest debt? I want to show you what the problem is with that. We've got people who are trying to buy down the rate on a mortgage so they can get the lowest rate possible. We're going to show you what's wrong with that. We're going to show you what happens when you do not want to make a large down payment on an automobile or a mortgage. Never, ever do it. And when it comes to 30-year mortgages, never get a 25-year, never get a 20, never get a 15. Always get a 30 or a 40. What are you talking about, Don? What I'm talking about is how amortization works. It turns everything upside down, and those things that you believe you should do are the very things you shouldn't do. And this is the last point I'm going to make on this, Jared, before I turn it back to you. What we are doing is based on information that is coming from the financial gurus. They're telling us, here are the best practices. And if you have in your if you have in your mind a particular lending best practice, I guarantee you, if you bring it to this stage, I'll show you where the bank is making money on it, and you need to do something different. Practically everything you have learned to do, get rid of it. We need a whole new system, a whole new way of looking at our money, looking at lending, so that we can turn this thing around and make it benefit you. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. So hopefully that inspires some folks to raise their hand and come on stage. So go ahead and do that now. And let's go ahead and jump into moderator introductions. And then we're going to get into the examples. So feel free to raise your hand, come on stage. We're going to let you up and ask whatever question it comes to your mind. So my name is Jared Albritton. I've been in tech since 2006. And my passion is increasing diversity in tech through social audio rooms, as well as through the incubator that I'm working with, 10X Incubator, with Grant Cardone, where we'll be funding startups, founders, tech founders, tech inventors, etc. So if you're interested in learning more, you can go to my 10K card, jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com. You can submit your napkin tech idea. I'll review it, and we will, potentially bring you in, do due diligence, and fund your startup. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to Kenyatta.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am your real estate professional out of the states of Illinois, Georgia, and Florida, as well as your commercial lender and business purpose loan officer. So, pretty much, if you need a deal and you want to finance that deal and you want to attack the interest on that deal, connect with me and I'll help you out with that. Good morning.
Kenyatta, we are not done yet because listen, something is going on in Miami. I interrupt here, folks, for some breaking news. Something fantastic is happening in Miami. There's something happening with real estate in Miami. Kenyatta was just there, and then I hear Jonathan Bing went down to Miami. This Cooper Home Loans, Alicia is in Miami, and then just recently, Chad is in Miami. Dr. Truth is in Miami, looking at all this property that's going on. What's happening in Miami in the real estate world? We've got all these people converging on Miami. What's happening, Kenyatta? Can you tell me?
I'm really debating whether or not I'm flying out so that I can go back because here's the thing, you guys. Miami will be the next New York. And right now they are experiencing a 30% appreciation in the areas of like Brickell and Midtown. What is it? Wynwood, which is the art district. Some phenomenal things is happening. And then I was able to discover some multi-units in East Miami, which is an up and coming area. So when we're talking about placement, I think it's one of those areas that a lot of people are apprehensive about because of the price point. But when you talk about how much it can actually yield you, it's a hot market. And
Wow.
so yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place too.
All right.
But Credit Goddess can tell you more about that.
Thank you very much, Kenyatta. Back to you, Jared.
All right, so we're going to keep on going down the line in PTR order. So up next is Valley.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, my name is Valley, and I'm all things real estate in the great state of Texas.
Another hot market.
It is another hot market. I mean, it's amazing that, the old $150,000 house here is no longer, the 200,000 is no longer. I mean, that's all now the 300 plus, and that's becoming even harder. So yeah, it's amazing. But it's sad at the same time for some buyers. But we are still pushing through with all of our buyers and helping them fire their landlords. We work with sellers and investors to help them liquidate assets and acquire many others. And if you have a credit challenge, we absolutely would love to help you because we have a financial literacy program that we only work with individuals so that they can get into home ownership. And you can reach me at valley10k.com.
All right, PTR order. We're going with Kirk.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kirk Nugent, former missionary and IT executive turned content creator and live video coach. What is a live video coach, you might ask? Somebody that helps you utilize and harness the power of live video. We believe that your live stream is your digital storefront because there's no greater way for people to experience your greatness than for them to see you do your thing live. I've been given a title of Geek Speaker Preacher, and it really embodies my passions, technology, media, speaking, and ministry. While I'm growing intentionally on a number of social media platforms, my primary focus is on YouTube, where I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to harness the power of live video. If you want to tap in with me, kirk10klive.com is my link. Everything is there. Classes, masterclass, stream packages, all of the things are on that link. So definitely look at that resource. And then you can also schedule something with me as well. Let's chat it up. Let's figure out how it all works. kirk10klive.com is my link, and I'm excited to be here.
Hey, Kirk, come on. Could you come on camera for a second? Because you use that term, how it all works. Okay.
I always
Now
use that term, how it all works.
You got to tell the folks what that really means. Come on, what does it mean?
So how it all works is actually the name of my show and my brand, HIAW. How it all works is at the nexus, at this intersection of technology, media, and leadership. there is a question. There sometimes can be questions of how does this arrive here? How does this all come together? What happens in order for us to be able to consume what it is we are viewing? Like, we're looking at this screen right now with Don, myself, with this cool little lower third. We have some graphics on here. We can bring people's comments on. And then people will ask the question, how does it work? How does it all work? And so that's the name of my brand. That's the name of my show, 7 p.m. on Mondays, Central Time. That's 8 p.m. in the East. It's 5 p.m. for my folks out west. But yeah, come and check us out. Again, all those links are in that card, the Kirk10klive.com card. You can check out the show. You can check out some of the past shows. We're in a live video strategy series right now, walking people through defining your brand, building an online community. Next Monday, we'll be talking about automating, scaling, and monetizing. And then the following Monday, we'll be talking about putting together organic partnerships and sponsorships. Organic being one of the critical terms, because you don't want your things to grow with hormones. You want it to grow organically. So come check us out, man. Thank you so much, Don, for the opportunity to plug that show, howitallworks.com.
All right, Jared.
All right, up next is the YCEO, and audience and Clubhouse, feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. The line gets long before you know it. Tiffany, you got it.
Oh, y'all better get up here. I'm telling you, some amazing things are happening. You heard it up here on the stage. We got some amazing folks doing some awesome things, not just in the world, but for the kingdom as well. I'm Tiffany, the YCEO. I have been in the multi-use commercial space for quite some time, for over 20 years, and I absolutely enjoy empowering our people to success. I'm also an executive coach, business coach specifically, and a 3-time award-winning philanthropist. And I'm also a corporate strategist, multi-business founder, and I'm a financial freedom advocate in that I change the actual.
That's me, man. I got it.
Okay.
Where my mouth is, as I always do. And speaking of money, I'm so excited because in the great state of Ohio, go Bengals. Never thought I'd say that, but go Bengals. We have also made some groundbreaking development here in Ohio in that we got a $1 billion project, one of the largest in the state. And we are slated to be the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. You heard it here. And we are also bringing the largest chip manufacturer, the largest Intel chip manufacturer here. Oh, I'm telling you, y'all better tap in. Y'all heard it here first when I told you. Well, I didn't come up with that, but I told you that Miami is the new New York. Well, hey, Cincinnati is right behind that, because right now we're in a chip shortage. Y'all better get in on this money and tap in. We're not here just telling you what we think. We're telling you what you know. Don't get me preaching now. That's Kurt's job. But what I can say to you is you better get over here and find out what's really going on and get in on this money right here, right now, because we're here to help you, not just leverage your life. We're here to help you get that money so you can do what? Have an impact. Let me mute. Jared, let me give you the microphone.
Appreciate that.
Hey,
Appreciate
Jared.
that. Yeah, everybody tap in with her at her website. Can you repeat the website for us?
I'm so glad I have you here, Jared. Yes, and for consistency, go to yceo10k.com. I don't want to throw anybody off in this room, yceo10k.com. Thank you, Jared. God bless you guys.
No problem. Last but not least, we got Credit Goddess.
That's awesome, Tiffany. I'm excited. You made me want to move to Ohio. Cincinnati, here I come.
Girl, it be getting cold. Get your furs. Get your furs. You might want to check
I
our
need to
names.
rock my boots.
Get you some boots too.
Listen,
You know
I
what,
have
Credit
a
Goddess? I
whole
want to
collection.
say something. I meant to say this. I'm sorry, you all.
Uh-huh.
Queen Valley, and for those of you who are members of Delta Sigma Theta,
Thank you.
I'm not a member. I just want to say I'm so sorry to hear about your president and her passing. Our prayers are definitely with you over here in the P.I.L.L Method. I'm so sorry.
We appreciate
Back to you,
that.
Queen. I'm so sorry.
My condolences. My condolences. Yeah, you know what? I have a whole boot collection over here, and I don't rock it because I live in Florida. But yeah, I'm coming. Hey everyone, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist. I help my clients improve their credit to build good credit for a better lifestyle, good approvals, qualify for funding, the whole nine. I'm also a business credit consultant as well. So I help small and medium sized business owners improve their or build business credit so that way they can get access to funding. I offer done for you services, do it yourself services. So there is no reason why you shouldn't be tapping in. If you guys are interested in any of my services, you can definitely go to creditgoddess10k.com. That's creditgoddess10k.com. Book your consultation. I do offer a free and a detailed credit analysis to know exactly where you are with your credit. So you have a starting point and where you need to go. Everyone has a different journey in their credit. Everyone's not the same. So it's best that you book a detailed credit analysis so that way you have a clear idea of what you need to do to improve your credit. I'm Credit Goddess and I'm done speaking.
All right, Jared, back to you,
All
sir.
right, great. And up next, we have a new moderator, Don.
Listen, Dawn, listen, I want to tell
Would you
you,
like to introduce yourself?
this is Dawn's first time in the room.
Hey everyone, I'm not sure if you have the background noise, but my name is Dawn Robinson, a money PhD. My claim to fame has been I paid off $140,000 in 17 months. I started as a teenage parent of twins, and I achieved millionaire status last year at age 45. So I teach other women that are professionals secretly struggling how to do this thing or build wealth. That's what I do. And so with Dawn, Dawn Daniel.
We just lost you, Dawn.
Oh, shoot. So as we heard you from everything until
hours.
everything until. Hey, sorry, Don.
Did you hear?
Hey, sorry, Don.
Try it again, Dawn.
So I'm sorry, I got a bad connection.
Yeah, start back over what you said with Dawn.
Yeah, so I'm here just to celebrate Dawn. I used a very similar strategy. Like I said, I have 7 properties, 5 are free and clear, using very similar systems. And so I just want to support him and let them know that real people get real results. So Dawn, well, I'm so glad to see you, and hello to everyone else. I'm Dawn and I'm done speaking.
Good morning, Dawn. Thank you. First time in the P.I.L.L Method room.
Hey, Dawn,
So
you're
here
muted.
we go, everybody. Now we're at the main event. Dawn is going to answer your questions live on the stage and also in the chat. So if you'd like to see these examples in your own Clubhouse, what you can do is go to your laptop, your iPad, or your desktop and type in ice10klive.com. When you get there, you go ahead and choose either YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. And then you'll be able to see Don's pearly whites as he shows amortization charts and interest calculators. And this numbers will help you understand even better how this works and how this can impact your life. And if you're on those platforms, feel free to ask questions in the chat and Kirk will identify them and we will walk through them with you today. So what I love for everybody to do, all the moderators, everybody in the audience, go to the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little circular arrow with like the number 1. I want to see that number go up as high as possible and let people know to get in here right now so they can hear this information. So with that being said, Feek, you have the floor. Please let us know what your question is.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. A little background noise, but you know, we're good.
Yeah, I came on a couple months ago. That's crazy. There's more noise over here. Yeah, I came in a couple of months ago. I just had some questions. I was wondering when they had just closed down on the house this week, and basically a $280,000 mortgage, percentage at 3%, interest at 3%. And I remember he's breaking it down on the amortization. Well, what I wanted to get clear was, because I kind of heard it when I replayed it on YouTube. If I paid those, I believe it came up to 5,000 and some change for the year, all in principles. If I pay that, let's just say $5,000 and some change, I don't have to make no payments for that year.
Well, Feek, that is a very good question. So what we're talking about, listen, you got a lot of background noise, so if you can mute for just a second. So what we're talking about, Feek, is you can eliminate payments from your mortgage. You can, we're going to knock off several payments, but you have a payment every month. Every month you have a payment. You have that same payment every single month. But in this case, with a $280,000 mortgage at 3%, we're putting that on the screen right now. And we have, let's say we start this month, Feek, at in January, and you decide, well, let's shoot, I don't want to just make my $1,180.49 payment. What if you decided and take a look at the total amount of interest, the principal you would pay for the year is $5,845.82. What if you were to pay all of that at one time on line one? You would be paid down to line 12 in 1 month. And your February payment would be on line 13 of your amortization schedule instead of line 2. So you have a payment every month, but you just eliminated 12 payments right there. 11 payments you'll never have to make. Does that make sense, Feek?
Yes, that did. I just wanted to get that clear. And then again, Russ, I want to say, yeah, like you said, you still have to make that monthly payment no matter what.
Yes.
Correct?
So what we
Do
do,
you have to
go ahead.
you have to
Let me finish. Let me make this second point, and then I'll let you get your next question. So here's what we're talking about. For our clients, instead of making 360 payments, most of our clients will make somewhere between 82 and 90 payments instead of 360. That's what we're doing. Okay, Feek, what's your next question?
yes. I totally forgot.
I'm sorry.
But I think, but for the most part, different. That's what the main thing I want to ask. I keep playing that YouTube video over and over. So I want to get that understanding. You do have to make that monthly payment no matter what.
Right. The monthly payment is going to be made no matter what. So the other thing, Feek, is you want to make sure you're not just picking out any old number to put on the mortgage. What we're doing is we're showing you exactly how much to pay out of your budget that you can eliminate the maximum amount of interest per dollar. Here's what I mean by that. If you are putting on money on your mortgage to eliminate interest, what if you could eliminate $4 in interest for every dollar applied to principal? But by choosing a different number or a different day, a different month, a different loan, you go down to $2.50 savings per dollar. So here's what I'm saying. You're saving either way. You're going to pay off faster either way. But do you want to save the most amount of money per dollar or just save anything per dollar? That's what the P.I.L.L method will do for you, because we're going to allow you to measure your results. And when you can measure your results, then you can optimize your results. You can't optimize what you cannot measure. That's that's a direct quote from my book. All right, Feek?
Yes, thank you, Don. Yes.
Is there anything else you got for us this morning?
That'll be it. I got some more, but I'm kind of in this construction site right now. I can't really
Well, listen,
everything.
Listen, you get another break. Come on back in. We're going to leave you up on the stage, okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. All right, Jared.
All right. So yeah, let's any more questions in the audience, feel free to raise your hand. While you are raising your hand, I want to give 10K Cards an opportunity to introduce himself real quick. All right, 10K might be taking care of the kids. So we'll
10K, you in the building.
Back in, guys. If my signal get groggy, just mute me. All right. How to pay off mortgage in 7 years. There is no other way than but to use the P.I.L.L method, guys. Guys, here's something I was discussing with Don. There's several ways to save money. There's several ways to pay things off a little earlier. But what I love with what Don does is he focuses on maximizing your time and your dollars. What you will learn from Don is he will show you how to take $1 to save 4, 5. The average individual can save $1.50. They can save $2. It's not a problem. But the reality of what Don does, he shows you how to maximize on your savings, guys. Knowing when to pay, how much to pay makes a difference. If you want to do a heart surgery, sure, you can go to Google and download the procedure. You can take a knife, scalp, you can do all, no problem. We don't know how that's going to work out. But if you go to a specialist who's actually trained to perform that surgery, guess what? Chances are you're going to walk out there alive and better than you were before. So while you're listening to Don's breakdown to the guys, remember the metaphor. You can have a do-it-yourself surgery, no problem, or you can hire a professional to perform that operation on you. And Don will literally walk you through the right steps. Once you're finished, listen to what Don has to say. If you think he has merit in what he just discussed, get a copy of his books, guys. Click on the link above, get a copy of his book. Also, fill out the savings and earnings report. Because if you want to arrive to your destination, I don't know where you are, you're going to have some challenges. So the quickest way to get to your destination is know where you are, know where you want to go. And that's what the savings and earnings report will do for you. And how does 10K cards fit in after this? When you make you a nice brand new individual, we want to make sure you have a 10K card, guys. Because not only are you going to be the most professional kid on the block, but your business and yourself will be well represented wherever you go. All right, so with that said, Don, I'm going to come back on later and speak more on the upgrades. But I'm looking forward to a good session.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So Kenyatta, 10K talked about getting my book. And then for every book that's sold, we're going to give out a 10K card. So if they get when they get the book, how do they get their 10K card, Kenyatta?
They're gonna screenshot that receipt showing that they did a life-changing thing by getting the book. And then they're gonna go to ice10klive.com and go to the second step. It's gonna say step 2 on the left-hand side, and it's gonna say I'm ready. In the right side, you're gonna screenshot a receipt, tell us your social media address, the mail have very own $100.
All right, you cut out there for just a second, Kenyatta, but what you were saying is if they will go to ice10k.com, ice10klive.com, they can click on what? Did you say get ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Okay, they can click on I'm ready. And then once they click on I'm ready, they can screenshot the receipt and upload it. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, and they'll receive a 10K card value at $100.
Wow, 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 wow. All right, all right. Thank you so very much for what you were talking about. Kenyatta, you are a blessing to all of us. All right. So back to you, Jarrett.
All right. Since we have no questions on the stage, let's make up for lost time and give them a really powerful example of how you've saved one of your thousands of customers hundreds of thousands of dollars using the P.I.L.L method. So which example would you like to bust out right now?
We're going to use an example from Miss Dawn. She just back channeled me. Dawn, do you want to come on mic and talk to us about that?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to share because I think for me, this is Dawn, by the way. I think for me, a lot of times, what was hard for me to understand about this method was the saving, because people are chasing they know that, hey, if I invest in the stock market, I'm going to potentially get a return. And so it's hard for them to understand this money that's kind of hidden behind their interest rates and their mortgages. So for example, if let's say you were paying $600 in interest on your house, and then we'll talk about the Hawaii one, but $600 in interest a month, you would have to have $100,000. That's assuming that you get a 6% return. You would need to have $100,000 in the market to save $600. So let's think about it that way, just kind of reframing how much money would I have to have in the market in order to save what Dawn is showing you on the principal and on the interest side of your mortgage. And then the example I had is that I purchased a house in Hawaii in May of 2019. We financed 660, so 660,000. And Dawn, I just kind of thought if you could walk through this one. I'm on my phone, but I know you're gonna knock it out the park. So
go ahead.
660 was that's what we financed at 4%. Mm-hmm. When we sold in June, I believe the payoff was 604. So between 660 payoff at 604, we had paid off $56,000 in principal in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind walking through that one, I'll probably try to get my laptop while you're doing
Well,
it.
listen, you want to do that, Don, because that is amazing. We're going to go over a couple of things. So you said you did that in about 2 years.
Yes, I think we did it we purchased in May of 19 and we could not sell till June, so we avoid capital gain. So yeah, it was right at 2 years.
Wow, that is awesome. See, here's what happened, folks. And besides, Don, listen, if you have any other properties in Hawaii and you got a spare room, you got to invite me, right? Me and my wife.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because see, Don has a residence here in Huntsville, Alabama as well, but it's cold right now, Don. I need to go to Hawaii.
Actually, I'm in Huntsville right now.
Okay.
And it is cold.
All right, folks, here's what she's talking about. I've got it right on the screen, Dawn. And if you go to ice10klive.com, you can choose what streaming outlet you want to choose, and you can see this example for yourself. So, folks, jump on in on your iPad or your tablet or your computer and go to ice10klive.com and click on either Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and you can see this example. Oh, and the numbers are coming up. The numbers are coming up. We got more people coming on. We have $660,000 mortgage on the screen at 4% interest. The payment on this, just the principal and interest payment on a 30-year mortgage, is $3,150.94. Folks, first of all, let's talk about what she did. When you are paying off a loan, you are adding money to paying off the principal and you're paying interest. So when you're paying the principal down, you're actually creating equity. What do I mean by equity? There's amount that the house is worth, and there's an amount that you owe. The difference is your equity. So if you owe 660 and the house is worth 660, you have no equity. If the house is worth 660 and you pay it down to, what was that, Dawn? You paid it down to what?
Payoff was 604.
604. So you pay it down to 604. See, you've just created $56,000 in equity. Folks, do you understand that? So now here's how this would work normally. To pay it down to 604, okay, 604 normally, I'm scrolling down here, Dawn. Pay it down to 604 would normally take 53 months to do it. Okay, to pay it down by 604, that's $55,025 paid out. Okay, over 53 months, and it would normally cost $111. I'm sorry, $111,973.85 worth of interest just to pay it down by $55,000. Now, most people look at the $55,000 as equity. I want to propose, if we have to pay $111,000 to get that $55,000 equity, do we really have equity, folks? That's my question. We have to start looking at banking a whole new way. Interest is nothing more than rent on your money. So what we need to do is upset the banking's timing so that they can't charge us all of that rent to get the equity. Now, she says she did it in 2 years. Here's what happened. She got $55,000 in about 2 years. So that's about 24 months. So if we're looking at about $50,000 paid out instead of $111,000 paid out to accomplish the same goal. So here's what we're talking about, folks. We are getting an asset. The asset is the equity. You can, and what she just pointed out is you can either pay $111,000 using the bank's program, or you can pay about $50,000 to get the same asset using her program. Folks, which one do you want to do? Give the bank all of that money? Or do you want to get the same asset for a lot less interest? Oh my goodness. What that listen, Dawn, that's not even that's not even a good question. That's a no-brainer. So are we on point so far, Dawn?
Yeah, and the only thing I wanted to add to that is when we closed, we cleared 60. So we actually lived for free.
Wow, wow, wow. So now we're talking about paying down at a much lower interest cost, plus adding in market conditions for an additional $6,000. God have mercy. We got market conditions working for us, and we've got building equity 3 years early, da, 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 and with a much lower interest cost. So now here's what we're talking about, folks. We are actually making real money here because she was able to get that equity at a much lower interest cost. So when she sold the house, she actually made money even when you count the interest paid. Doggone it, that was beautiful. Most people never listen, Dawn. I have been in a room full of real estate agents, and I asked these real estate agents, if you bought a house at $400,000 and 5 years later sold it at $600,000, how much money did you make? Every single one of them said $200,000. None of them considered the interest cost as part of what they had to pay. No one considered that. It's about time, folks, that everybody started to consider interest costs. So now, how would you like to be able, folks, just like she was talking about, live for free, by focusing on the interest cost, cutting it out. And in this case, she cut it by about 50% to get the equity out of the house at the sale, and also avoid, one more time, dun, 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 capital gains. Oh my goodness. I want to come to your school, Miss Dawn.
Hey, I'm sitting at your feet. You're the GOAT.
So here's what we're talking about, folks. Now, I'm going to go over how this works, how using this example on the screen, how this works so that we can show you how she saved this interest. So a payment is $3,150.94. If we let the bank have their way, Dawn, on this mortgage, they want for 30 years at the interest rate of 4%, they want $447,338.40 interest on a $660,000 loan. Folks, that's not 4%. That's 71.869%. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 71.869, not 4. So let's stop doing that right now. So let's stop looking at the interest rate and start considering the interest cost on these loans. And you too can afford to live in Hawaii if you can get your money in Hawaii at 75% off. Let's take a look at this, okay? And we have more people moving to Hawaii. So listen, folks, here's what's going on if we don't pay attention. On the very first payment, not out of over $3,000, okay? $950.94 went to principal. Interest cost $2,200. What? It cost me $2,200 in interest to get $950 in potential equity. That's way too much money. And because you owe less, the interest cost on line 2 goes all the way down to $2,196.83. Not even $4 difference. My goodness. Listen, folks, I need you to take a look at the interest column if you are online. If you're not online, you need to plug in right now from ice10k.com, ice10klive.com, and take a look at this thing. and look at the interest cost on this thing and the interest column, $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. And I'm going to scroll down here. It stays in the 2000s for the first year. It's $2,000 a month interest for the second year. It's $2,000 a month going into what? The third year. $2,000 a month interest into the fourth year. $2,000 a month interest into the fifth year. And before and actually in the fifth year of this mortgage, it actually drops below $2,000 a month in payment number 59 and payment 60. The last 2 months of the fifth year, it actually breaks out of the $2,000 a month and goes to $1,997. So in 5 years, folks, in 5 years, here's what the bank wanted to pay down $63,000 in principal. They wanted $126,010.07. Folks, I've got to ask you, how fair is it that we are told 4% interest, but in the first 5 years, we've got to pay $126,000 in interest just to pay this loan down by 63 grand? How fair is that? Do you now believe it is time out for doing that when we don't have to? Listen, at the top of the show, I mentioned that when we're doing this thing, and we've been doing it for 88 years, and how this works has been kept secret from us, and it is now time that we let the secret out. And here is the main secret. For the bank to make this kind of money, they used a formula to leverage interest and timing so that they can make this kind of money. But there's a weakness in the system. And the weakness is this: you can never know how they're doing it. Once you know, Lord have mercy, you can save a ton. So here we go. How can we save? You can save at the same rate they're charging you. What? I said you can save money at the same rate they're charging you once you know how to read and take advantage of an amortization schedule. Let's go back to payment number 1 and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're up to 18 people looking at this example. I think we need to have a few more. Listen, folks, if you're online, share this information right now. Share it out right now. Get it out there. And Miss Kenyatta, if they're new on Clubhouse, if they've just come into the room, please tell them how they can see this example.
Hello, new people. What you want to do is go to icenklive.com, and then you can pick from Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube how you want to view these examples. I highly recommend that you share this information with people that you love and people that you semi-like as well. All
right, folks, this example is brought to you live from the money PhD, Dawn Robinson herself. I mean, she's just, she's got houses in Huntsville and in Hawaii. And so listen, she's you read her bio and she knows what she's talking about. Let's take a look at what she did here. All right. So payment number 1. Let's just say it was this month, January. We're paying payment number 1 and our payment is $3,150.94. Out of that money, $950.94 goes to principal, $2,000 goes to interest. Now, when we make that payment, it's January. Looking at the schedule, we can actually see February's principal payment, which is $954.11. Well, if we can see that, here's my question. Do we have to wait till February to give the bank the $954.11? The answer is no. If we had it, we could also give it to them in January. If we give them the $954.11 on top of our other payment, look at this, folks. We're paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule. I'm going to make these numbers just a little bit bigger. All right. So we're paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule. That's February's line, which means our next mortgage payment for February is now on line 3. The payment for March actually moves up one. So what did we just do? For $954, we just eliminated one line off our amortization schedule. We just turned this loan from 360 to 359 payments with just $954, not $3,000, $954. By disrupting the bank's timing, by giving them money when it makes it impossible for them to charge us interest. Impossible to charge you interest? That's what I just said. So here's what we're talking about, folks. On line 3 now, which is the payment for March, actually moves up one. So if you look at this thing, we're compressing the amortization schedule. Payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3. And what else happened? The interest cost of $2,196.83. What the bank wanted to charge, they can no longer charge. Remember when I said we can save money at the same rate they're charging? They wanted to charge $2,196.83. We're going to save, because of this one move, exactly $2,196.83 that we never have to pay. We can save at the same rate they're charging us once you know what to do. So what if we did something like this? We make very first payment and we gave the bank an extra payment of the principal payments on line 2, 3, and 4. What if we gave them that kind of money on top? We just eliminated the interest cost on line 2, almost $2,200. Another $2,000. If we round that up, folks, that's 6. If we rounded it up, it would be around $6,600, almost $6,600 in interest that we never have to pay because somebody learned how to read this amortization schedule and give the bank money when it made it impossible for them to charge interest. Now, what is the best way to do this? Some of us are actually blessed to manage our budget to the point where we're not overspending the budget. We have our fun money in the budget and we have our bills in the budget. And when I mean our fun money, our lifestyle money, okay? So we put our lifestyle money in first and we don't want to cut our families back. And here's what I mean by that. We want to live a lifestyle where we don't have to eat beans and rice every day, cut up our credit cards. We want to live a lifestyle where we can go places and we don't have to stay home every day. We want to live a lifestyle where we don't have to drive a 30-year-old car. We want to live a lifestyle where we don't have to sell pizzas at night just to make ends meet. Okay? We want to live a lifestyle that says, this is the money we make. We want to enjoy it, but we still want to get out of debt a lot faster and a lot cheaper. How do we do that? How do we do that? By plugging in the money that we want to spend, pay the bills, and then stop and see how much money is left over. When we see how much money is left over, let's leverage that money to kill some debt. So by putting that money in savings, the money that's left over after we paid everything, and let me kind of outline what I'm talking about. We want to put our lifestyle money in first. The next, we want to put away money for savings, for retirement, for kids' school, that kind of thing. We want to put some savings away. The next thing we want to do is make minimum payments on our debt because we had to at least make the minimum payments. Then the next thing we want to pay is all of our budget items: food, electricity, water, cable, phones, all of those things. If we can take care of all of those things and then not overspend the budget, keep on spending because the money is there. If we stop right there, we can put money away in our savings account. We can then optimize the money in the savings account by applying it to the debt strategically so that we can save the most amount of money per dollar applied. So this is what Dawn did. She took some money from savings, applied it to the debt over 2 years, okay, got about 5 years worth of equity at half the cost, then sold the property and made money because she didn't have to pay $111,000 in interest to get the same equity. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, Dawn. Come on, what else you got for us this morning?
Hey, Don.
Yes.
You just have a couple of responses here online. I don't know if you've been catching these in the chat here.
All right, cool. You can star them and you can put them up there, brother.
Sure. So Venture was just asking earlier, what was the down payment on that? What was the down payment in that example, or was there one?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was a down payment on that one. But I can tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
When you enter into any contract to purchase a house, okay, there may be there are times when you can get 100% loan, but there are times when you have to put a minimum amount down just to get into the loan.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the P.I.L.L method, and there is a minimum amount required to pay down the loan. Don't put any more down if you can help it. Don't put anything else down than the required amount to get into the loan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
Once you do that, because let's say that Dawn put the required amount down to get into this loan of $660,000. So she put the required amount down, and now this is the amount that they borrowed.
Right.
But what if she had an additional $60,000 she could have put as a down payment? Oh, okay. If she could have put, then the loan would have been for $600,000 at 4%. And this is what we're saying don't do. Because here's what I'm saying. If she decided to get the $660,000 loan instead of the $600,000 loan and avoided putting the $60,000 down, that $60,000 is still in her bank. What if she chose, if this was going to be her course of action, I don't want to put it as a down payment. Now that $60,000 can be used as a prepayment. Let's see what would happen if that's done. Let's take a look at cumulative principal and see what $60,000 in prepayment would do as opposed to down payment. So to get down to $660,000, okay, that knocks off 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, almost 5 years worth of debt is knocked out immediately with so if she got the $600,000 loan, she would be starting at payment number 1. By doing this, by getting the $660,000 loan and then putting $660,000 as a prepayment, you start on line number 58, almost 5 years knocked off immediately with the same money. So folks, listen, if you have down payment money, do you want to start at line 1 with your down payment money, or would you rather start at line 60 using that money as a prepayment instead of a down payment? I hope that answers the question.
I'm pretty sure it does. I want to just throw one other thing in there. I know, Jared, let me know if I'm stepping on toes here. I don't see anyone on the stage, that's why I figured I could just jump in. But one other question, or not question, sorry, comment from Rachel, and I think this is one you want to hear, Don. She says, right. I'm ready. just closed last month. And I think she was responding to one of those messages earlier where you're saying, you know, if you're ready, say I'm ready. So she says, I'm ready, just closed last month. So Rachel, man, I don't know if you have any more details. You just closed last month. I'm pretty sure some of those details for your loan are fresh in your mind. If you want to share some of those details with us, I'm certain Don can give you some perspective and some different things. And also we want to make sure you get the book. Hopefully you already have the book and you're already tapping in, but this would be a great time to go ahead and get that earnings and savings report. I myself have gotten that earnings and savings report, and my wife and I were mind blown when we sat down. In fact, we had one of our finance meetings yesterday, Don. We just met with one of your counselors yesterday, last evening, to kind of go over some of the things that we're doing to make sure we're on track and make sure we're understanding the process and the system. Just want to make sure folks understand that while there is a methodology to what Don is sharing here, and yes, you can implement some of it on your own, there is a system, a computer system, cloud-based, state-of-the-art, top-notch system that does all the things for you, man. I mean, we just go in there, we look at it, we execute what it says to do, and we go about our business for the rest of the month. And we eat good. We eat good too. we eat good. So I just wanted to put that out there. Sometimes I think people feel like us moderators, we're just here because we want to help out. We believe in this thing. As they say, we're not new to this, we're true to this. We are actually we're actually clients, right? So we could all testify to what exactly this has done for us as well. So Rachel has given us those details. Don, do you want to go with that?
Well, first of all, let's do this. She says she's ready. Okay,
that's right.
Since she's ready, Sean 10K, are you in the building? Because I know he stays busy. Busy.
Yeah.
And we are back. What's up, Don? Talk to me.
Listen, a young lady, Rachel Owens Brown, just indicated that she is ready, and I'm assuming she's ready to get her savings report. Can you kind of pump her up and let her know what she can do at this point?
Rachel, she's on
she's online.
She's online.
Live stream?
Yep, she's on the live stream.
On Facebook.
Good.
Yep.
Hi Rachel, how are you? Nice to meet you first of all. When you click on Don, when you click on ice10klive.com, there's a button that says upload your savings and earnings report. Is that what you're speaking on, Don?
Yes, that's what we're talking about, brother.
Right, so click on upload your savings and earnings report and just enter your information there. As I rightly mentioned, you can't arrive at a destination without knowing where you are right now. And that's what the savings and earnings report will do for you, okay? Don, I hope I just hit on the nail.
Thank you, you just did, brother. So Rachel, what he was talking about is that on our link, ice10klive.com, you can now click on that and plug in these numbers, and you will be able to get a savings and earnings report, ice10klive.com. And then if you follow the directions, you will get a code that will let you in to the form where you can put in your financial data. Someone from our office will then contact you and then set up a consultation where you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free, how much interest you will save, and then those interest savings we'll talk about how you can invest those savings back into your family instead of giving that extra money to the bank. All right, let's take a look at her numbers that we have on the screen there.
That's right.
Jared?
That's right.
Kurt?
She's got $383,000 in the loan.
Okay.
That's the original loan. And she put 5% down. And then she says that her interest rate is 3.5. 3.5.
Okay.
And listen, the floodgates have opened. We got folks on LinkedIn, we got folks on YouTube, we got people on Facebook. All of these questions are now coming in, man. So it looks like, as soon as we started talking with Rachel, it's like, oh, they can see us. We want to make sure you guys know we're not only seeing you, we can see your questions and we can star them. We can put them in the queue so we can, get them in an orderly fashion. But we also want to make sure we're working hand in hand with our good friend and moderator in the clubhouse. That's Jarrett, who's managing the stage there. So Jarrett, we got a couple of things coming down the pike. Just want to make sure we're okay.
Yeah, I just want to just really quickly just remind everybody on the Clubhouse to go ahead and click the greenhouse, follow the club. Also, make sure you follow Don and click the always on notification next to the follow button. And please follow Kenyatta, Valley, Kurt, YCEO, Credit Goddess, and 10K Cards. You're always curated by who you follow. So if you do not follow these folks and they're running master classes in their respective fields, you will not see it in your hallway. So do yourself a favor. Make sure you follow every single person on stage. And back to you, Kurt.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Don, $383,000, 5% down, and at a 3.5% interest rate. You've got that on the screen. Take it away.
All right, so here's where we're going. We've got a principal and interest payment of $1,719.84. That does not include taxes and insurance. Taxes and insurance is on top of that. Okay, which if you add it to your mortgage, it's the escrow. Okay, that's what's escrowed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me talk to you about that. Since we're at escrow, we're up to 25 people watching us online.
26.
We have 27. Come on, keep coming in, folks. We have 10 people who have shared on Clubhouse. Folks, if you're in Clubhouse, click those little arrows in the lower left-hand corner, share that and say something about this room, how on fire it is, and get some more people in here. We are up to 58 people on Clubhouse. So let's get the people in Clubhouse. Let's get them online, and we're still growing. So here's what we're talking about, folks. Before we get into this example, there is a term that we want to talk about today. It's called escrow. And a lot of banks or mortgage companies offer this as a free service. They will add they will take your taxes and insurance payments, divide them by 12, and add that number to your principal and interest. Okay, your PI. And then if you add it, it's the TI, taxes and insurance, PI, principal and interest, taxes and insurance. All right. So here's what's happening. Although it's offered as a service, a free service, did you realize for every dollar deposited in your bank, the bank can lend out $7 or $8 for every dollar on deposit? It's called fractional reserve lending. So if I can get you to give me money to put in a savings account for you that pays you absolutely no interest. So here's what's happening. As a free service, they're offering you a bank account that you can deposit your money for taxes and insurance. You put it in there, and they will pay the taxes and insurance for you. You're putting it in a savings account. They're paying you no money on that savings account. And then they'll pay your taxes and insurance. But for every dollar there is deposited in their bank, they can lend out $7 or $8 based on your equity money, not equity money, based on your escrow money. Did you realize that on most mortgages, you can opt out of escrow and pay your own taxes and insurance? Put it in your own account where you can actually make interest? You don't have to do it this way. It is not required. It is required on some mortgages. It's not required on others. Check into it and see if you can opt out of escrow, and I'll show you how you can use that money to save interest instead of putting in a bank paying you no interest. How would you like that, ladies and gentlemen? Come on. All right. So moving on. I hope that generated some questions and people coming up to the stage. Folks, if you're in Clubhouse, come on up to the stage and ask those questions. So we have 383,000 at 3.5%. Here's what the bank wants on that loan: $236,142.40 in interest on a $383,000 loan. Folks, that's 61.656% of the total interest paid as a percentage of principal is 61%. not 3.5%. So what we're looking at here is 236,000. Let me give you just an idea of what we do for most clients. For most clients, this loan will be paid off in 7 to 9 years. Not just this mortgage though. We can pay off the mortgage, the both car loans, student loans if they have them, and other loans, like the loans you get for your fence and the loans you get for furniture and all of that stuff. We can add all of those loans in, and everything can be paid off in an average of 7 to 9 years, because the interest that the bank wants, $236,000, let's say we can reduce that down. Let's see if we can reduce that down to about 78,000 instead. We can take that 236,000. Now these are just averages. What if we could get that thing down to under $80,000 in interest paid to acquire the same asset? Here's what the bank wants you to pay to acquire this asset: $618,000. That's what they want you to pay, a total $619,142.40 for a 300, and you're doing this in a $383,000 neighborhood, but they want you to pay $619,000 for it if you add the principal and the interest together. So instead of paying $619,000, what if we could pay to acquire the same asset $383,000? What if we could pay a total of $461,000 instead of $619,000? Wow, wow, wow. What an interest savings to acquire the same asset. What could you do with the savings of over $150,000, $60,000, $75,000? What could you do with that money if you didn't have to give it to the bank? So, Rachel, I hope this gives you some idea of what can be done. Thank you very much for allowing us to look at this mortgage that you set up here. And folks, anybody can do this. We are looking at how you can save money today, not give it to the bank, and that extra interest that most people are paying can now be invested into your family. And we're going to show you how most families can take these savings and turn it into $1 million over the next 20 years or more. Have mercy. What do we have next?
Hey Don, yeah, go ahead, Jared. Sorry.
I was asking, do you have more questions?
Yeah, there is one, at least one or two more. Just some comments. I think this one was handled already with your example, but there's one in particular here that I was trying to click on from James Frazier, where they say, "Does this work on car payments?" So
Absolutely,
give you
because
an yeah,
absolutely, because we're going to add the car payments right into everything else. We're going to accelerate the car payments and everything. But here's what I want to show you about car payments as opposed to this loan. I'm also going to put in, we're going to put this in, all right, and talk about the debt snowball here for just a second. Debt snowball. So we're going to put in a $50,000 car. Oops, come back here. $50,000 car. We're going to put it in at 2.9%, and we're going to do it for $84. So it's a brand new car. Okay. All right. So now here's what we're looking at. We have here's our interest payments. Our interest payments on this car start out at $120 a month. Do you know there are some experts out there that say because you only owe $50,000 on the car and you owe $383,000 on the mortgage, to feel good about yourself, you need to focus only taking all your extra money and pay off the car first and knock that out. And then you can feel that you have made some accomplishment, and then you can go on to another loan. Okay. Let's say you can pay this car off early. Now look at the interest you're saving here. You're saving. So what the experts are telling you is for you to concentrate on the car loan and knock out these $100 interest payments. Focus on that for 2 years, but at the same time, ignore the fact for the next 2 years, you're paying $1,000 interest payments on the mortgage. So, folks, if you're looking at the debt snowball as a way to manage your paying off your debt, does it make sense to you to only focus on the car loan for the next 2 years and killing those $100 payments, while at the same time it's okay for you to continue to do nothing about the $1,1100 payments you're making on your house? How would you like a system that will tell you when to put extra money on the house and when to put extra money on the car, so you can save the maximum amount of interest mathematically possible for you? The debt snowball works, but the debt snowball is designed to give you good feelings. My book asks the question, how much do you want to pay for your good feelings? And speaking of the book, Jared, do you realize that out of 33 million titles, there's only one book out of 33 million titles that talks about how to understand an amortization schedule and not to do this? Take money and put it in the wrong place so that you will not save the maximum amount of interest, that you will be fooled into getting good feelings by paying down these loans that are cheaper and ignoring the loans that are so much 10 times more expensive. The P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt, will show you how to do this. It's the only book on Amazon that tells you how to defeat the amortization schedule and not make the mistake that you would make with the snowball method or with the avalanche method. Oh my goodness. And once you get the book, you will also be able to get a 10K digital card that goes along with it, worth $100. Oh my. Sean, why is it so important to get that book and the card? Is Sean 10K in the house?
No, and the reason it's important to get the book is because struggling is optional. Struggling is not mandatory. So if you don't want to struggle, you want to have the right tools that will move you from point A to point B. And that's what the book does, guys. It gives you all the details and all the extra that Don has been adding here on Clubhouse and on the other live streams. And then when you finish getting the book, Don want to make sure you can go out into the real world and slay it like a dragon. So you get your 10K card, guys. And with your 10K card, you'll put all of your contact points, your website, your social media, your calendar, your payment options, everything that you have that you want to share with your client, you put it all in one place. So all you have to focus on is making a dynamic introduction when you meet someone. And then after you meet them, you just leave them with 10K card. But most importantly, guys, I don't want you to forget, the savings and earnings report, in my opinion, is one of the most crucial steps. Because as much as we want you to get the book, that's great. As much as we want to give you the 10K card, that's great. We genuinely want to help you to move from where you currently are into a place that you desire. And the only way to get that done, guys, is by filling out the savings and earnings report. The good news is they're all located on ice10klive.com. So just click on that link, guys, the copy of your book, fill out your savings and earnings report, and then claim your prepaid digital card. It's not free. It was prepaid by Mr. Don Daniel. So with that said, Don, back to you.
Well, listen, Sean, let's not stop there, because you pointed out something to me the other day about if they were to upgrade their the card
Don,
that we pay for.
you're trying to get everyone now on stage and in the audience to go upgrade their card. Is that what you're trying to do, Don? So here's what happens. Here's what happens. When you upgrade your card, guys, you get 20% on every transaction close when you share your card. So you'll share your card with your friends and family and your clients. They're gonna be like, wow, this is pretty cool. I want to get one. Well, when they purchase one, guys, and you have the upgraded version, you're going to get 20% on that transaction. When I asked Don, what can an extra $100 or $200 do to the clients? He said, Sean, you have no idea how much of a difference and impact that can make. So when I got that response from him, I just made a commitment that every time someone get a card sponsored by the P.I.L.L method, I want to upgrade that client. Because when we upgrade you, you're now going to be earning 20% on all clients that you bring the 10K cards, guys. And that extra money, you can put it towards your mortgage. So you don't have to worry about taking what you already have in your existing account. You can focus on increasing more income to go tackle those loans. Back to you, Don.
Wow, wow, wow. What he just explained, folks, is that that extra income that can come from passively, I mean, you're just sharing the card and somebody purchases the card, it goes back to your referral link. You get paid. What if it turns out to be $100 or $200 a month that you're making on just by sharing the card? Oh my goodness. If you do that, that could knock off another year off your mortgage and save you another $20 to $30,000 in interest. Just like that. That's how it works. That's what we're talking about. All right, Jared.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 30 minutes left. Anybody in the audience clubhouse want to get some information about their personal debt situation, as well as, Kirk, you got more questions?
Yeah, we do. I just was trying to poke in there. We still have a couple, and I think maybe Don, if we could just try and let's see if we can. There's 3 here in particular.
Yes,
I've got them starred. You can tell me. I've got one on screen from Rachel. That one I think is probably the most easiest.
Yeah, let's take that one.
A little bit
Let's take that
more
one.
complicated. So come on, let's get this one. Okay, so Rachel's saying I'm trying to get started, but I can't get past confirming my phone number. Can you help me? Yeah,
I
please
can.
assist. Yes,
I can. So there are instructions there, Rachel. So if you've tried this, you need to just start over. Okay, just start over. And when you do that, just close that window out. And here's what you're doing. The phone number that we're asking for to confirm is your cell phone number. Once you put in your cell phone number and you click confirm, we're going to send you a code to your messages in your cell phone. Take that code and place it in the website. If you have hit that several times, you're getting a code each time you're doing it. And if you don't put the right code in, it still won't let you in. So just stop, close it out, start over. And when you get the next code in your cell phone, put the latest code into the system. It will let you into the form. All right, folks? So sometimes people put in their, if they have a landline, they put that phone in. We need your cell phone. All right. And that's how that works. Okay.
And Rachel, we're still here for another at least a few minutes. So definitely come back and let us know how that worked. Okay. Next person is, who do we have here? Let's go with this earlier one from LinkedIn.
Yes.
Pierre McLean. While that example was going on, he was looking at how you were saying that the payment 1 is touching payment 2, and so he was saying, do you add the extra money to the principal along with your regular payment? So when you're talking about flattening that thing and what you were paying in terms of that second or third or fourth principal payment, as opposed to what you were going to pay for interest, he was making sure he understood that part. Go ahead, Don.
All right, that is an excellent question. Here's what people need to understand. If you're making your regular payment in January, if that extra principal payment hits your bank before February 1, it will go to principal if you direct the bank to put it on principal. So if you make your regular payment in January, anytime in January, you can make that payment and it will be applied to principal. Now, our program will tell you which day to make it to optimize your savings. Okay. But the idea is you can make it on the same day as you make your regular payment or any other day before the first of the next month. Apply it to principal. That's how it works.
Oh, all right. Pierre, let us know in the comments if you are complete, if you are whole, if that gets you across the line. Then we had Ty Mo. Ty Mo has this question. How do we reconcile money paid now to save money, right? To save money later. So he puts interest costs in brackets. How do we reconcile money paid now to save money later? What if you don't have the extra funds now to pay down your mortgage?
Wow, wow, wow. What a question. All right, folks, we're going to go over that. And I'm going to use this example to help us to understand that. We're going to bring up this one because it's easy. Okay. So we're going to put $200,000 in
All right. Here we
at
go. We'll get that on
6%.
screen.
All right, excellent. So listen, folks, if you want to see the answer to this question, get on in here because we have 21 people right now looking at this live. And if you just came into Clubhouse and you'd like to see this live on your iPad, your tablet, or your computer, listen, Kenyatta will give you instructions on how you can see how we answer this question. Miss Kenyatta. Oh, she's busy. All right, folks, here's how you're going to do that. What we're doing now is you want to go to ice10klive.com and choose whether you want to see this example on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or on Facebook. You can choose. All right, so here we go. We got $200,000 at 6%. The payment is $1199.10. We're going to scroll down to payment number 1. And do you know how many people ask me, what if I don't have any extra money? What most people mean by that is, what if I don't have a lot of extra money? That's generally what we're talking about. And when they ask me that question, I ask 2 questions after that. Are you having to use your credit cards to pay your bills? In other words, can you pay off all of your bills every month on what you're making? Generally, the answer is yes. And then I said, are you sure you're not using your credit cards to make up any differences? They said, yeah. Are you tapping into your savings to make up any differences to pay your bills? They say, no. Okay. I can pay my bills with my income. So here's what I mean by that. If you can pay your bills with your income, then you can use the system, because if you're tracking your spending and your income, you will be able to say, this is how much we spend on food, this is how much we spend on gasoline, this is how much we spend on having some fun. And then we put all those numbers in. If we track it, there's generally money left over at the end of the month. What happens is, we don't keep a check register anymore when we're paying our bills. It's all online now. Okay. And what we get is an email or a text message saying, you're getting low on your checking account. You need to move some money from your savings into your checking account because you're getting ready to overspend your checking account. But by the time we get there, all the bills have been paid, but we just keep on spending for other stuff. And it could be great stuff, but it's stuff that could have waited until next month. But because the money is available, we keep spending. Okay. So here's what I'm asking you folks. Budget, not to restrict yourself, but budget in order to track your spending so you don't spend beyond taking care of your normal bills for the month, including that money you spend to have some fun. Okay? Don't spend beyond that. If you don't do that, then generally you'll have some money left over. So watch this example. Let's just say we don't have a whole lot of money left over in this example. We only have about $200 left over. Okay, watch this. So if I make the first payment here on line 1, $199.10, $1,000 goes to interest. On line 2, if I prepay the $200.10, I save $999 in interest. Okay, so I save almost $1,000 in interest with $200. That now I want to go over what that means. If I save $200, no, if I save $1,000 with a $200 payment, what if I have half that payment, that prepayment? What if I only have $100 to apply? Then I'm saving about $500 in interest. So, Tymo, is it still worth it if I only have $100 to save $500 in interest? Is it still worth it?
Mm, yeah.
Well, I don't have $100. I have half that. I've got 50. If I have $50, how much money will I save? So $100 saves me 500. $50 will save me half of the 500. You mean I can save with $50? I can save $250? What?
Mm,
What if I don't have $50, Time? I've got $25. I got half the 50. Now I can save half the 250. $25 in this case would save me $125 in interest. Folks, if we take this thing all the way down, just keep cutting it in half, do you realize 1 penny would save me 7 cents? You don't need a lot of money to kill a lot of interest. And that's what our focus needs to be. Not how much we move the principal, but how much interest we save when we make that extra payment. Taimo, I hope that helps you. That's what we're talking about. Now, let's talk about paying now as opposed to later to finish this up. Here's what I'm talking about. Do you see on the screen here, everybody, that your most expensive interest payments are at the beginning of the loan? Do you see that? And it just goes down from there. And your cheapest payments to get rid of those interest payments are at the beginning of the loan. So let's just say you could have put some money down in the first year of your loan, but you decided to wait to the second year because $1,000 applied to principal. If I have a $200,000 loan, $1,000 applied to principal saves me $1,000 in principal no matter where I apply it. That $1,000 to principal saves me $1,000 no matter where I apply it. But it matters when I apply it. And here's why. Do you see how much interest you would that here's your interest savings in the first year? These are the amounts of interest that I'm saving in the first year. If I wait, Kurt, to the second year where my interest payments are smaller, is it possible to save as much interest in year 2 as I could save in year 1 with that same $1,000? Is it possible?
no.
No. Why is that? Because our interest payments are smaller and you can't possibly save as much interest in year 2 as you could in year 1 because the interest that you've already paid a year's worth of the most expensive interest payments there are. So the $1,000 is going to save you $1,000 on principal no matter where you pay it. But when you pay it matters in terms of how much interest you can save. Lord have mercy. Listen, I think that's the first time I ever talked about answering that question in this forum. Thank you, Tymo. If there's anything else you've got for us, please put it up. I hope that brought you some resolution. I hope that made sense to you. And whether you're on Clubhouse or whether you're on live stream, I pray that example right there was enough for you to know that this thing is more complicated than the experts make it. Okay,
Exactly.
you definitely want to stop using best practices and start using the P.I.L.L method in understanding your finances, because we have superior education. We also have superior technology, fintech. And I want Jared, would you please talk to us about how technology is helping us to live a more efficient and better life And how important is it to have technology enter into finances? Can you just spend a couple of seconds on that, brother?
Yeah, no, fintech is a super, innovative and powerful space in the tech field because it can automate and also make sure that things are accurate. Because human error is a thing. You can do calculators and calculations, but human error is definitely a thing. So fintech will basically be able to utilize artificial intelligence and automation to make sure that to the decimal, it gives you the exact date, month, year that you can be paid off, and exactly what day and what part of the month you should pay off your debt so that your interest cost is going to be maximized in terms of elimination. So, Don, if they want to get in touch with you around this, how do they do so?
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Listen, just go to ice10klive.com because we got the link pinned at the top of the clubhouse here, ice10klive.com. And if you're streaming, we have it on the screen right now, ice10klive.com. And then you can click on where it says get a savings and earnings report. Follow all the directions there because we want to keep all the robots out. We want to verify your cell phone number. When you click on confirm your cell phone number, we're going to send you a code as a message. Take that code and put it in the space provided on the website, and then it will let you into the form. That way we keep the robots out because robots don't know how to do that yet anyway. So here's what we're doing. Once you do that, then you can put in your financial data, get a savings and earnings report. My staff will set up a consultation for you, and then you can know when you're going to be out of debt and how much interest you're going to save. It is fantastic. Please go ahead and take advantage of this opportunity. All right. What else do we have, Jared? Oh, Jared, before you get started, the reason why I had you to talk about technology is because you're in that space, and you're an important part of that space. What are you doing with some famous people in your space that you're associated with that makes you an expert on this subject?
Well, I've been in tech since 2006. So, started my career at IBM. I've been at startups, been part of acquisitions and IPOs. But yeah, over the last year on Clubhouse, I've just made it a mission to use social audio in order to get people into tech, especially people that look like me. Amber Alert. People that look like me. So we've gotten over 100 people into tech in 2021, utilizing rooms on Clubhouse where we'll have recruiters and hiring managers on stage, and people that look like me can shoot their shot so that we can skip the applicant track system and get straight into tech. But through that, I built a relationship with Grant Cardone, and he has an incubator called 10X Incubator. And his goal is to help the average person, the normal person that doesn't have access to Silicon Valley, VCs, angel investors, etc., to get funding, resources, to get their tech startup launched, and to get a seat at the table and have a chance to become the next Twitter or Google or Facebook. So they brought me in because they want to make sure that they are accessing, a diverse market, and they want to make sure, and they know that I have access to, organizations like Afrotech and Black in HR and SB, as well as a huge community on Clubhouse, and now I'm growing my community on Twitter. So I am now the diversity partner with 10X Incubator. And my sole focus is to get people of color and women, funded in tech for their tech startups. So cool thing is you don't have to have a built out pitch deck or anything crazy. All you need to have is an idea, a problem that you can solve, and just have the personality and ingenuity to actually get it done. So I'll just quickly update the link up top real quick. This is my personal landing page. You click the link, you'll see my video with the CEO of 10X Incubator. You can just submit your idea, pitch to this link. It's pitch10x.com/diversity. You go to my Twitter or my Instagram, you can also find the link there. And, yeah, I'm actually going to be going down to Miami to meet with Grant to shoot more content and talk more about this. And I'm personally going to make sure that every startup founder that is part of this incubator is treated fairly, responsible for its resources. And by this time next year, I want to say, we helped, 50, 100 Black or Asian or Hispanic or women founders get funded in tech, because I want to make sure that it's not a boys' club. It's not just the regular people that are getting access.
Wow.
That's my passion. So yeah. And if you're new to Clubhouse, there's a lot of people in the fall by the speakers that are new to Clubhouse. It's a little different than some other apps. If you don't actually follow the people like Don or the people on stage, you'll absolutely won't see us in your hallway. I'm always shocked by people that have been on this app since December that I've never seen before. And Discovery is getting better, but it's not great. So when you're in rooms like this, and if anybody resonates with you, I highly recommend click on their profile, read their bio, look at the replays of the rooms that they do. And if those replays sound like subjects that would be interesting to you, then give them a follow so you can rewatch the replays, reshare the replays, and also make sure that they're in your hallway so that when they pop on the stage, you get alerted and you can learn about real estate, you can learn about credit, you can learn about finances, etc., from the folks on the stage. So yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Jared, for that. Listen, folks, all over the
Hey, Don.
country. Yes, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to piggyback there. Hey, Jarrett, man, I just met with a lady this week named Veronica Mackey. She has a program or a company called Connectory, and they do pitch events, man, for people of color, women especially, and she wants my team, my company, to produce her pitch event next month, actually in March. So I'd love to connect the two of you. I think that'd be so dope. If I'll back channel you her website, you can take a look at some of the stuff that they're doing. But I think it just kind of meshes with what you just said. It just clicked while you were talking. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Wow. Another connection.
Yeah, no, I'm so busy. It's crazy. So this year's gonna be amazing. I got to start up on launching as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but for this room in particular, it's all about Don. Like, I just want people to understand like how life changing this can be. I'm actually shocked that nobody raised their hand today. I'm low key disappointed because like you have no idea how your life can shift by asking a question about your situation. Like, we've had people that were going to put huge down payments down, and Don diverted them to switching it up and doing it a different way to basically save off 7 to 10 years off the interest off of that down payment. Like, y'all, I don't know why y'all aren't coming up here, man. Close up.
Hey, listen, man.
I'm with you, Jared. I'm with you because you know what? The Queen just came up here this morning and told you how she used the exact same method to build $1 million empire for herself. Come on now. You only learn that by getting up here and asking those questions. I'm sorry. Let me mute my mic. I get excited.
Listen, man. Listen. We got a lot. We got a lot of questions on the live stream, though. They just switched over to the live stream.
It looks like it, man.
Yeah. So listen, this is great. Listen, we got some talented people here. I like doing what I do. I love doing what I do, and any opportunity I get to tell the truth about how lending actually works, how money actually works, how you can build generational wealth through optimizing using lending, using somebody else's money to buy property, to buy your education, to develop those things, to take the interest savings, build your portfolio, and then take the interest savings and buy more properties and just build up net worth. Put it into whether it's the stock market, whether you want, if you have a question about crypto, if you have anything that has to do with money, you can bring it to this stage, and somehow, some way, we can tie it back into using the bank's money to fund your projects and build your wealth. Let me tell you something, folks. Cash is not king in this society. I don't care what the financial gurus tell you. Cash ain't king. It's not even queen. It's not even prince. A wise use of somebody else's money is the way to go. And that's what we talk about in this room. All right. So listen, we've got some talented people here all over the country that help produce this show for you. And listen, moderators, if you listen, where are you? Somebody's on mic and tell us where you are in the country where you can help people in your area. Anybody, any moderator on the stage?
I'm in the great state of Ohio, home of the new Silicon Valley, right here in Cincinnati, coming to you live. And we finally got the Cincinnati Bengals to win something. I'm so excited. Y'all better get in here before they go in a different direction. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, man. So we've got Ohio represented. Valley, where are you?
I think
Valley, if you're
phone.
speaking, we can't talk to you. You got your mic, but we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Now we can.
I said, I'm going to go ahead and support Miss YCO because I am also from Cincinnati, Ohio originally, but I am in the great state of Texas. So anything in Texas is big. We do it big in Texas. So if you're looking to do something in Texas, hit me up. I'm your girl.
Wow. Credit Goddess, are you in the building? Because I know you talk to a lot of people during the day. Are you in the building right now? Because she's probably counseling somebody. Miss Kenyatta, you're not just in one state. Doggone it. How many states you represent now?
Illinois, Florida, and also Georgia. And you know what? I'll come to a state near you. Just let me know. It's an opportunity, and I'll be there.
So what you're saying, Kenyatta, is if there's an opportunity, you're going to start doing business in that state too.
Yep.
You watch. Before the end of the year, she's going to be international. I'm telling y'all better follow Kenyatta. She's going to be overseas in a minute.
You better. You better tap in.
That's good.
Listen, folks. Listen, we have so much going on here, and we thank you so very much. We just got a message back from Rachel. Kurt, what does that say?
Rachel says she is excited. She was able to get in. She got her she started the process for the savings and earnings report. So she's in there now. We're excited.
All right. So Kurt, tell us a little bit about what you're doing across the country. How many, where are some of your clients in relationship to where you are, man? And what are you doing?
Man, so that's the beauty of remote production, is that I can be here in Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I live. That's our headquarters for Composition. That's the name of the company. And my clients are literally all over. We did a broadcast for a client in Australia. Now I had to be up at midnight. It was about midnight to 4 a.m. But we did a major broadcast for a client in Australia. Did all of the things that we're doing for Don right now. Play the intro video. We brought people on stage with a bumper video. Really top-notch, high-quality stuff. Keeps people engaged, bringing comments on screen. But yeah, we with the beauty of the internet and of course, the pandemic has accelerated people's use of these kinds of platforms for us to have some engaging conversations. When you think about how many people are on with us right now online, how many people are with us on Clubhouse and other platforms. And even if you think about it, right, Don, there's 22 people watching right now. But what if one of those 22 is on a big screen in somebody's house and there's like 5-6 people watching? So I mean, that number can be exponential.
Yes,
sometimes,
we don't know that.
We have no idea. We just never can tell. And then what I absolutely love about putting out content like this on social media is that Don's team can take it, clip it up, chop it up, put it out there in small bite-sized formats and short form content for people to consume and really get a taste, that nugget, the when you pass by the Asian restaurant, they put the toothpick into the meat and give you a little taste just for you to know that the full meal is better. The full meal is better. So that alone will allow you to bring that person over to your long form content, because they're going to want to watch the whole thing. You heard the gentleman earlier say, I've rewatched that same episode 4 or 5 times because I wanted to make sure I understood it. And then that actually drove him to come back to the show. And that's the thing about Don. Don is being consistent in this space. He comes Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday to share with you from his expertise and experience in a free platform. I'm with you, Jared. Can't believe people didn't raise their hands today, because information is only going to be given to you if you ask. If you never ask, you won't get that information. Other people have asked, and you can see that their lives have been changed. Rachel says she's excited. So, I mean, this is the power of live video. This is the power of multicasting or simulcasting, however you want to call that term. Taking Don's words once, but putting it out there in multiple forms. I have a T-shirt in my community that says, "Live streaming is a little glimpse of omnipresence." If you just think about that for just a second, it's going to blow your mind. God gave us the ability to be in multiple places at one time with the power of live streaming. So, Don,
Wow.
man, listen, you're doing it. You're doing it. You're an example. You're one of my shining examples, and I'm excited about the partnership that we have with the P.I.L.L method, especially with Don Daniel.
Fantastic. We have Dawn Robinson back in the building.
Oh,
So
cool.
Dawn, listen, we're going to do outros, and Jared handles that for us. When you do your outro, please tell us where you are and some of the exciting things that you're doing. Jared, back to you to wrap it all up.
All right, since we're ending 5 minutes early, we can go a little longer on the outros, a little more detailed on the outros than usual. So yeah, Don, to let everybody know, and just keep in mind, we're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, so they're not going to be able to see your Clubhouse profile or click the link. So just let everybody know like who you are, what you do, how you can be a resource for them, and how they can get in touch with you. And we're going to go Credit Goddess, YCEO, Kirk Valley, and Kenyatta next. So just don't wait for me to call on you. As soon as the person finishes, just jump in. All right, Don, you got it.
Hey everyone, this is Dawn Robinson, Money PhD. I am a financial educator helping successful professional women over 40 who are secretly struggling with their finances, whether it's to save, pay off debt, and learn how to invest. That's my thing. I paid off $140,000 in 17 months. And so not really what I'm looking for is a group of women, I call it a tribe, that are willing to go and level up. So I do not have a formal link to join anything. So you could find me on Facebook or DM me at the Money PhD on IG. And so what I'm looking for is to take some women with me on this journey. I am actually planning to retire at the end of the year, and I'm going to share my strategies. I don't teach anything I haven't done, so I'm excited. I forgot to say, I achieved millionaire status at age 44, own 7 homes, 5 free and clear, using the strategies that Don Daniels teaches. So I'm excited to just share, and every time we come together, I'm here to support Don Daniels and the P.I.L.L method. So this is Dawn, and I'm done speaking.
Awesome.
Jump on in there, Credit Goddess, if you're available. All right, YCEO, maybe we'll circle back.
No worries. The queen will be back. She's probably getting ready to receive a client from me. I'm sending her a referral. I'm Tiffany, the wise CEO. You guys know me. I just love all things finance. I've been in the multi-use commercial space for over 20 years. And as you've heard repeatedly, I'm just really excited about the changes we're making in the community that I'm passionate about. The new Silicon Valley, guys. What can I say? Found out that the Intel chip plant is worth $20 billion with a B. So I thought I was working on a $1 billion project. Oh, I'm gonna add 20. It's $21 billion project. I'm really excited, you guys. So make sure you back channel me if you have any questions about how to do what we do on this stage. And I'm here to offer value and help you in any area. And I do give referrals. If I am not an expert at something, I send you to where I know you can trust, learn to know, trust, and verify who they are. So everybody here on the stage is absolutely amazing, guys. I'm YCEO10K.com. Please tap into me if you need to. See you next time.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Listen, this has been a great room today. I hope that you guys were able to understand what Don was sharing. I know some of you had some comments that came in a little bit later, hoping that you can rewind back. Incredible banner. I see your comment there. Hopefully you can rewind back. We touched on this exact piece earlier in the show today, but if not, we will be back on Sunday, so you can ask that question again. My name is Kirk. I get to serve as your producer for this space. Producer meaning I'm broadcasting this. I'm helping Don get this out to all of the different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and broadcasting what he has to share, sharing it in the most broadest sense possible. And this is exactly what I love to do. I am a content creator and live video coach, and you can find my links on at kirk10klive.com. I'm laughing because I still have the Wise CEO's link up on the screen. kirk10klive.com is where you can find me and all of the different things that we do. We have master classes, we have a mastermind group, we have coaching one-on-one, but we also have a lot of free content that's available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KirkRNugent. Excited to be here, excited to partner with people like Don in the P.I.L.L method, excited to be a part of this awesome team that helps to produce this show 4 times a week. That's it.
Awesome. Well, my name is Valerie. I am a licensed real estate agent, soon to be broker in the great state of Texas. Last year, we closed out helping over 40 families and sellers liquidate assets and buy a property. I'm so excited about that. That brought us in almost 15 million in gross sales, and we are on target to do even bigger things this year. So if you have a credit challenge and you are looking only to purchase a home, that is what we specialize in at BSJ and Full Circle Credit Services. We are so excited, and we just love Don. We love this room. We support this room. If you are an agent or a broker, you definitely want to keep coming back to this room so that you can understand how you are going to utilize this tool to help your clients in the future. Thanks for having me.
Hey, this is Jared. Before Kenyatta goes, I just want to let people know there's 46 people in here right now. I'm not sure if everybody follows Don or not, but if you are in the category of not following Don yet, I would love for you to go ahead and click his profile and give him a follow. He's only 12 people away from 6.5. And one thing about, 2022 is when you receive, it's always great to give back. And Don isn't charging for this room, although he probably could. But what you want to do is give him a follow, not only just for getting him to 6.5K, but also whenever he hops on a stage with real estate professionals or financial, strategists, you'll get alerted and you'll benefit from the knowledge he provides, but also get access to an amazing network that he works with. So yeah, click his face, give him a follow. Also recommend clicking the bell next to the follow button and clicking it always on, because if Don's on Clubhouse, he's talking about the P.I.L.L method. You won't get random rooms alerts from him. It's always going to be about adding value. So with that being said, Kenyatta, and Don, you got a crazy feedback, so I'm just going to put you on mute right now. But yeah, Kenyatta, go ahead and introduce yourself. Or give your outro, please.
Thank you, Jared. And so as always, we appreciate the presence of your time and pray that we've earned the privilege of it. And so I'm Kenyatta, if you want to connect with me. And basically, I've been an entrepreneur since 19, got my start in beauty, pivoted to real estate because real estate owes us something. And so I want to be a part of the reason why people reach financial freedom through real estate. Is one of the best ways to do so. People either make it in real estate or they make it and park it in real estate. So still on that. And so if you need to reach me for deals, let me know. Kenyatta10k.com. If you want to finance deals or your business, please don't do what I did and finance all of your startup businesses with your own money. That was not fun. And if you want to learn more about the P.I.L.L method and want to talk to Don, or I'm his go-between, so please let me know what your questions are. I'll make sure to get them over to him. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys and share the room.
All right, so this is Jared. I did a lot of talking before, so I'm not going to, reiterate what I already said, but I would love for everybody, if you, have been following me on Clubhouse or you're interested in tech, the metaverse, NFTs, crypto, or anything generational wealth, to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to start doing a lot more Twitter spaces, and the Black excellence community on Twitter is just different. Honestly, it's just different than Clubhouse in a great way. It reminds me of Clubhouse back in December 2020. And the networking over there is insane. So if you want to get access to that network and see the Twitter spaces that you wouldn't see otherwise, then I would highly recommend you go to my profile, go down to my Twitter, give me a follow there, check out all the resources that I post. and also all the rooms that I retweet. There's so much money to be made over there, and money we can circulate within the Black community. So that's my passion. I love everybody, but I love my people. So yeah, if you want to be a part of a movement, don't miss out on Twitter and Twitter Spaces. And LinkedIn audio as well is about to go down, and I'm big on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn changed my life. So you can connect with me there as well. My LinkedIn is in my bio. All right, with that being said, Don, give some final words and then let's close out.
Listen, folks, I am so happy to have been here with you this morning.
I had mute still if you're.
Oh, well, shoot. I'm sorry, Jared. I was just saying that, folks, I'm so happy to have been with you here this morning. I've had so much fun in sharing this information. Remember, since this is the 88th year of anniversary of the 30-year mortgage, and this information on how to efficiently eliminate mortgages and all of your debt has been hidden from us. We're here to give it to you. We're here to tell you the truth about how lending actually works, so that you can cut your interest costs by 75%, pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, and student loans in an average of 5 to 7 years. You can pay off your churches in an average of 5 to 7 years without extra giving from the members. Listen, folks, you can manage your debt so that you can cut your by 2/3. Just cut out 2/3 of that interest cost. You don't have to pay that anymore. It doesn't matter about your interest rate. What matters is your interest cost. Excuse me. And we're going to be right back here on Sunday, giving you more good information, more great content, because the content that we provide comes from you, the audience, asking questions. And some of the questions, we actually had 1 or 2 questions today were the first time I've actually had an opportunity to answer those questions in this live format. So you got some fresh content today in this episode. We're looking forward to see you again on Sunday. So with that said, Kurt, take us out.